Hi everyone, and welcome to today's full body yoga class for the morning. Today we will combine 2 or 3 poses into one to make the most effective use of our short time that we have in the morning and can really move the whole body. But before we get started and move, let's come to a seated position and just take a moment here to arrive on your mat. So maybe roll your shoulders up to your ears, back and down. Close your eyes for a moment. Bring your hands on your ankles or on your knees. And focus on your breath. Notice the air flowing in and out. In and out. In and out. Then take one deep breath through your nose. Inhale. Open your mouth and exhale. And open your eyes and come to a tabletop position. We start with cat and cow pose. So bring your knees under your hips, your hands under your shoulders, and you can either do classic cat and cow stretches, or if you want to also stretch your wrists and your shoulders a little bit here, you can crisscross your hands in front of you, and then inhale, bring your tailbone up, look up, press the chest forward, and exhale, round the spine. Inhale and exhale. Then switch hands and continue your cat and cow stretches here. And if this doesn't feel good, just do normal cat and cow stretches. And come back to center and uncross your hands. Our next pose will warm up the hips and the legs a little bit. So first step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. You can even step it off the mat and lean forward just to open and stretch the hip here a little bit. Yes, and then step the right foot back and to the left side and stretch out the hamstrings. Great. 2 more. Inhale to step forward. Open the hips. Exhale to step back for the hamstrings. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And come back to your table pose. Same on the other side. Step the left foot forward. Stretch open in the hips and step back for a nice hamstring stretch. Forward and back. And only step forward as much as you can. Yes. And come back to your table pose. Great. For our next pose, we will tuck the toes and first press up to downward facing dog and just take a short moment here to bend the knees to walk your dog. Yes. And then we come back down to table, but we stay on the toes. So, and the knees stay up to this flying table. Great. And back to downward facing dog. 2 more. Forward to your flying table and back to downward facing dog. Last one, forward to flying table and back to downward facing dog. Awesome. For the next pose, you can step your feet a little closer, and if you have a block close by, grab it with your right hand and bring it on the outside of the left foot. Bring the hand back. Yes, downward facing dog for a moment, and we pick up the block bring it forward. Great. Other side. The left hand comes up, grabs the block, brings it to the outside of the right foot. Forward. Yep. And pick up the block, bring it forward. Let's do this one more time. If you don't have a block, just grab your ankles here if it's possible. So grab your block, bring it to the left, forward, and bring it back to center. Yes. Grab it with the left hand, bring it to the right, and pick it up and bring it forward. Awesome. Great job. Let's take a moment here and bring the knees down. Rest your hips down on your heels and rest in child's pose just for a moment. Then come back up to your downward facing dog. And we continue our flow with warrior one. So step your right foot forward to the inside of your right hand. Bring the left foot down on your mat. Your left knees should point to the upper left corner of the mat. And then come up to warrior one. Try to straighten your hips here. So normally you have to bring the right hip back a little bit and the left hip forward. You can press into the outside edge of your left foot to really bring the left hip forward. Pull the belly button in and reach your arms up high. Awesome. Stay here for one more breath. Then interlace your fingers behind your neck. Straighten the front leg and with a straight back, lean forward to this pyramid variation. Great. Straight back, you can bring your head or your belly down as much as you can, but try to keep your back straight. Awesome. And then let's include a little twist here. So first we bring the right elbow down, left elbow up, that we twist open to the left side. This is the easier one. Yes. Back to center. And now we try to twist to the other side. And you will see this is much more difficult. And back to center. Great. Bring both hands down and we step back to downward facing dog. One more deep breath here. And we do the same on the other side. This time step the left foot forward to the inside of your left hand. Bring the right foot down on the mat to a 45-degree angle. And then bring your torso up. Bring your arms up. Maybe bring your hands to your hips for a moment to come to the straight and parallel hips. Reach your arms up high and feel the power of this warrior pose. Great. Then interlace the hands behind your neck. Straighten the front leg. Try to keep your back as straight as possible, hinging from the hip, and come forward to pyramid pose. Either you stay parallel here or you can come down a little more. Awesome. And now we twist. This time we first twist to the right side, which is the easier side. Awesome. Right elbow comes up as high as you can. Back to center. And twist to the left side. Yes. Your left elbow reaches up as high as you can. And back to center. Bend your front knee. Bring both of your hands down. And step back to downward facing dog. You can rest in child's pose for a moment or continue with our flow. Let's take one breath here just to settle. Then look between your hands again. Step your right foot forward. This time stay on your toes with your left foot. And we come up to high lunge pose here. Your left leg is extended behind you. Your heel is reaching up. Your hips are still straight, same as in Warrior One. Pull the belly button in. Reach the arms up high. Find a focal point in front of you. And when you're ready, step the left foot forward while bringing the arms down next to you. And we balance here on the right foot. Great, let's do this 2 more times. So we come back to high lunge and forward to balance. 1 more, back to high lunge and forward to balance. And 1 more time, back to high lunge. Bring both hands down and step back to downward facing dog. Same on the other side. Step the left foot forward. Extend the right leg behind you. Find stability here first. Your feet should not be in one line. They should be on 2 different tracks. And then reach your arms up high and sit down deep in your hips. Pull the belly button in. Relax the shoulders down. Find the focal point in front of you. And as soon as you're ready, step forward to balance and back to high lunge. 2 more. Forward to balance, back to high lunge. 1 more. Forward to balance, back to high lunge. Great job. Bring both of your hands down and step back to downward facing dog. And bring your knees down and sit down back to child's pose. Whew. Then slowly lift your head up high and slide forward that you come laying down on your belly. We will do a Locust pose, including some arm sweeps that we not only train the lower back but also the shoulder area. So lay down on your forehead, make yourself long, and then when you're ready, lift your legs up, your arms and your torso up to Locust pose. Great. And then sweep your arms to the back. Awesome. And to the front. 2 more. Slowly sweep the arms to the back. Try to keep them extended. Palms facing down. And to the front. 1 more. Sweep them to the back. And to the front. And relax down. Make a pillow with your hands. And shake your hips from left to right. Then come sitting down on your mat. We are almost done. This is actually our last pose before we come to our resting pose. We will do a reverse table and combine it with a forward bend. So this sounds a little crazy at first, but maybe you want to look at the video first to see what I'm doing and then you repeat it. So bring your hands down on the mat, fingers pointing forward, your feet are down on the mat, knees pointing up, your feet are hip width apart. And then you first lift your hips up high and come to this reverse table pose. Great. And then bring the hip down, but don't bring it down on the mat, but swing it to the back that your legs are extended and bring your hands forward as far as they can. Either grab your ankles, your shins, or your toes to a forward bend. And we do this 3 times. So bring your hands back, bend your knees, bring your hips up high, feel the stretch in your shoulders, And then bring your booty back, extend the legs and fold forward. 2 more. First we bring the hips up, reverse table, swing the hips back, extend the legs and fold forward. 1 more, hands come down, feet come down, hips come up, reverse table and bring your hips back and bend over your legs. We stay here for a little longer. Yes, relax your head. You don't have to straighten your spine here. Just round your spine. Let everything relax and hang over your legs. Great. Then slowly come up and lay down on your back. And before we come to Shavasana, our final resting pose, bring your legs up to a 90-degree angle. Bring your arms up so that they are parallel, and then just shake your legs, your feet and your hands as much as you can. Yes, just shake, shake, shake. And then extend your arms and your legs to the sides. Make your neck long. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. Take 1 more deep breath. Close your eyes. Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Start to move your body, starting with your fingers, your hands, your toes and your feet. Stretch your arms over your head and then roll to one side and come up to a seated position on your mat. Cross your legs in front of you. Bring your hands to a prayer in front of your heart. Thanks for practicing with me today. Namaste.